Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day to all of you. Okay, my name is MOHD FIRDAUS MOHD SIAM from Malaysian Institute of Road Safety Research, MIROS. So the title of my presentation is Driver Distraction Associated with Mobile Phone Tactile Task, a Driving Simulator Study. So the contents of my presentations consist of 6 main parts, which are introduction, motivation behind project, objective, methodology, results and discussion, and last but not least is conclusion and recommendation. As for introduction, one of the severe and rising threats to road safety is driver distractions. So driver distraction can be defined as doing any task other than main task, which is driving, in which can divert driver attentions that can impair the driver performance. So driver distraction is well known as a causal factor in at least a quarter of the vehicle accidents. And these numbers could increase in the future due to the amplified usage of technologies such as mobile phone. Okay, for motivation behind project, so in the year 2023, about 6,473 fatalities were recorded due to road crashes, with an average of 17 people were killed every day. And human errors are the major contributing factor, which is about 90% of the road traffic accidents. And also the naturalistic driving studies have demonstrated that drivers have a tendency to spend a vast amount of driving time with the secondary tasks, and about 23% of all crashes and near crashes were caused by distraction due to secondary tasks. Research has shown that as little as 1 hour per month of cell phone use while driving increased driver crash risk about 400 to 900%. And also the cell phone use while driving has been reported to be more destructive than the ethanol intoxication. And use of a hands-free and also the handheld phones produce similar impairment in the performance compared to the normal driving without using a phone. So a self-reported survey pertaining mobile phone usage while driving in Klang Valley has shown that 43.4% of drivers in Klang Valley use their mobile phones while driving, and 61.9% while stopping at red lights, and 53.6% use their mobile phone during a traffic jam. So in Malaysia, no specific accident data in terms of type of faults related to distractions. So nearly related is actually careless driving, dangerous driving, dangerous turning, dangerous overtaking, driving too close, careless at entrance or exit, and also the negligent signaling. About the total is about 74.81%. There were about 46,262 summonses of using mobile phones recorded with average of 126 summonses per day. And with regards to the advancements of mobile phone technologies, approximately 176.5 million phones sold in Malaysia, with a ratio of 5.8 to 1. So SMS sent approximately 25.8 billion per year, and therefore it is expected will affect the usage of mobile phone while driving. So one of the prominent tools to study the human factors related issues from road safety point of view is using a driving simulator. So it is able to simulate virtual driving environments and resemble the real driving condition. Advantage of using a driving simulator as compared to real road experiments are controls and reportable environment, safety purposes, and also the cost reductions. So driving simulator is an alternative to the traditional methods such as the self-reports, which was widely argued to have limitation in studying driving behavior. Detection response task, or DRT, is one of the methods for measuring the driver distractions. So the DRT method is a task in which participants respond to a repeated stimuli presented within a specific duration. And detection performance measured in terms of the response time represent the degree to which selective attention is affected by the task under evaluation. So the project objective are to measure the driver distraction in terms of the participant response time for different mobile phone tactile tasks and driving scenarios in simulated traffic environments, and also to compare between the participant response time with respect to within subject variables that are emotional, factuals, and free, and also the handheld usage, and also the driving scenarios, and also the between subject variables, which are gender and age group. Okay, for project methodology, this study made use of a mixed method experiment and convenience stratified sampling. So the study included 54 participants, 27 of whom were male and 27 of female. There is no specific knowledge or expertise regarding the study among the participants, who are all right-handed drivers. The mean age of the participant is 31.47 years with a range of 18 to 57 years. So the participant participated in the study on a voluntary basis, having read and signed a consent form that provided information regarding the study purpose and also the procedures. So the average driving distance per year is about 20,478 kilometer, and the average driving experience is about 10.42 years. All participants are licensed drivers, and participants must possess the ability to operate an automatic gearbox. So the study involved two categories of participants, which were novice and also the experienced drivers. So novice drivers are individuals between the age of 18 and 24 who have less than 4 years of driving experience. And experienced drivers are defined as those who have accumulated over 10 years of driving experience and between the age of 30 and 59 years old. So the Myros fixed-base driving simulator cabin or cabin AS was used in this research, which utilized a platform from a second generation of the FIRDAUS MOHD 1.3 liter. The simulation software, the steering wheel, pedals, transmission, shifter, a complete vehicle compartment, an LCD projector and screen, a computer, a video camera, and a sound system comprise the simulator primary components shown in the figure. The Islamic version 5.0 was used as the simulation software in the development of the driving scenarios. So it is a comprehensive driving simulation software package that consists of several programs that interact each other, such as simulation preparation, test configuration, simulation realization, and also evaluation. 3 different driving scenarios were designed in this study, which were free flow 40 km per hour with a medium traffic volume, free flow with 40 km per hour without traffics, and also the traffic jam. So an illustration of the designated driving scenarios as shown in the figure. So a tactile detection response task or TDRT was used in the study. So the tactile stimulus is presented by the means of the small electrical vibrator. So the vibrator was placed on the driver's shoulders using a medical tape. The stimulus was presented as a temporal intervals randomly, uniformly distributed between 3 and 5 seconds. The stimulus stays for a maximum time of 1 second. If the participant responded while a stimulus was on, that stimulus would be extinguished at the moment of the response. A participant responded by pressing a micro switch attached to the right index fingers to the steering wheel. So the micro switch provided a mechanical feedback indicating that the response has been made. So mobile phone usage while with the conversations and tactile tasks were applied in the study as a secondary task. So for different conversation tasks, the contents of conversation were in emotionals and also non-emotionals, that is a factual conditions, with a hand-free and handheld mobile phone. There was an emotion induction procedure to induce emotional modes while conversing using mobile phone. Participants were asked to read a short passage and watch short videos designed to make them angry, and then write for 12 minutes about the past experience that made them angry. Then the conversation revolved around the past experience to preserve their anger. For the factual conditions, question and answers methods were involved in the conversation that related to the histories and also the facts. So every conversation took about 2 minutes to complete and to be completed, and the photo shows the participants that conducting the conversation task that using the handheld mobile phone. So the data collection procedures required approximately 1.5 hours for each participant. Prior to conducting the procedures, participants were provided with specific instructions. The informed consents and personal details forms were also required to be completed by the participants. So participants were provided with a safety briefing prior to the commencement of the data collection. Subsequently, a symptom sickness screening was administered to participants prior to the data collections. So the objective of the symptom sickness screening was to verify that participants were physically and mentally capable of operating the driving simulator. So subsequently, there was requested to conduct a training and familiarization session for the DRT device, driving simulator, and also the secondary tasks. So during this training session, participants were not assigned a time limit. However, the session finished when they were satisfied with their ability to complete the task. Participants were required to complete all the tasks during the actual data collection session and were permitted to terminate the experiment without any form of caution. Following the completions of the actual data collection, participants were also subjected to post-simulator sickness screening. So participants were interviewed regarding their driving experience subsequent to the conclusions of all assignments. Subsequently, participants will express gratitude and awarded incentive for their participation. For the results and discussion section, the graph shows the percentage of stimuli participants responded to when doing the secondary task for three respective driving scenarios. Participants responded most to the stimuli presented in the baseline conditions, which is 96.9% in the 40 km per hour situations with relative medium traffic volume. So marginally 0.5% lower in the 40 km per hour situation without traffic and slightly lower in the traffic jam scenario. So the percentage of stimuli responded were lower than the baseline in the other four conversation related conditions. So expression of the graph suggests that with each traffic situation, participants responded to the least stimuli during the emotional conversations without holding the phones, followed by the emotional conversation while holding the phones. So participants responded relatively equal, frequent to the other condition involving the factual conversation. So to proceed with the data analysis, the results of the response time was subjected to mixed factual repeated measures ANOVA procedures to study for mean difference of response time with respect to various conversations and driving scenarios and any potential interactions. As MOHD test indicated violations of the assumptions of the sphericity of the main effect of the conversation conditions, whereby P equals to 0.001. The expected degree of freedom in the ANOVA was corrected using the greenhouse gas estimates of the sphericity. So the results of the test reveal a significant main effects of the conditions on response time, whereby p-value less than 0.001. Further, simple contrast reveal that response time for all conversation conditions are significantly higher than the baseline, whereby all pairs had p less than 0.001. So main effect of driving scenarios on response time was also significant, whereby p-value less than 0.001 with significant contrast between traffic jam and both 40 km per hour scenarios. There was also a significant distraction effect between conversation conditions and driving scenarios in which p-value is close to 0.02. So the graph depicts these results. Response time for the traffic jam scenario were longer than both 40 km per hour driving scenarios across all the conversation conditions. So the analysis continues with an investigation involving between subject variables, whereby gender and age group. The age group was defined as novice in which less than 4 years driving experience and age between 18 to 25 years old, and experience that is more than 10 years driving experience and age between 30 to 59 years old. So the main effects of gender and age groups on response time during conversation condition were both non-significant. The only interaction effect involving response times during conversation was only between age group and also the conversation. The remaining pairs had no significant interactions between gender and traffic situations, between gender and conversation condition, and also between age group and traffic situations. The important findings is that all conversation conditions, they are emotional and factual conversation using hands-free and health are significantly higher than the baseline. However, there were no significant difference between the hands-free and also the handheld mobile phones, also between the emotional and factual conversations. These findings are aligned with other studies whereby use of hands-free and handheld mobile phone yield a similar impairment in driving performance as compared to normal driving, according to Elvik 2011 and Stelling and Hagen-Ziegers 2012. Mobile phone conversation diverts driver attentions away from the components of the driving task that require explicit attention processing, resulting in longer response times, according to Beat and Cast 2006. Any mobile phone conversation, regardless of emotional condition, negatively affects driver performance, according to Strayer and Johnston 2001. Other findings shows that the novice group was found to respond to the stimuli at significantly quicker rates than the more experienced group. So this finding is supported by previous study whereby experience is not the factor that can solve the safety issues related to distracted driving caused by dual tasking, mainly due to the complexity of the primary task at hand, that is driving moving vehicles, and also the aging factor, according to Knepler, Hazen-Ziegers, and Brookquist 2015. So in summary, objective of the study were fulfilled, whereby to measure the distraction in terms of participant response time for different conversations, tasks, and driving scenarios using a driving simulator. So drivers were more distracted with the more demanding tasks of using mobile phone conversations tasks as compared to baseline. In addition, among these three driving scenarios, participants attended the worst in terms of stimuli and higher response times in traffic jam scenario. Furthermore, novice group was certified to respond significantly faster rate than the experienced group. Besides, using a mobile phone conversation while driving is considered as a distracted activity that possibly raises the risk of crash. So it is recommended that the advanced driving simulator with a motion platform could be utilized for future study to reduce the existence of the sickness among participants and be able to simulate varieties of realistic driving scenarios. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your kind attention and listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.